Welcome, all my home buyers out there. My name is Omar Pineda, your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and today we are in the city of Round Rock, Texas. And the community we're looking at is called Avery Centre, and the builder we're looking at is Century Communities. So this builder has these three model homes to look at, and there are three different collections to look at. And the one we're going to be looking at today is called the Highlands. This is their biggest lot size at 50 feet wide. Now, I'm looking at the inventory sheet. They have 6 homes available. Doesn't have the time frame, but I would imagine summertime, maybe fall time, that are when you'll be able to move in. You can kind of see some of these that are in the middle of construction right here on the left, and you can see what they kind of look like on the right. That's a really nice side-by-side comparison to like the before and after. Now, a lot of the architecture that you'll notice for this community is very cottage-like. So it's not super boxy where it's all stone from top to bottom, where it's brick or stone. I know if you've toured any of these master builds before, master plan communities, you definitely have seen communities like that where it's just all brick and stone and very boxy-like homes. These are cottages where it has like this nice front porch and covered back patio. And some of their cottages, they have this second floor balcony that's just it just adds a certain different look to the curb appeal. So this floor plan has the home office and the primary on the first floor, which is very clutch for my buyers that want that, because I know that's a definite trend, and I'm glad builders are doing this where they have it on the first floor and they have it on opposite sides of the house. So you have that separation. I know my clients that work from home, they want that separation so it doesn't feel like they're walking just across the way to their bedroom, so they can really have have that space to turn on and off their work brain, which I feel you could do with this floor plan with this house. So this floor plan is called Primrose. How sweet is that? It's 4 beds, 2.5 baths. So that's 2 baths on the second floor, and the half bath is located on the first floor. It's 2,557 square feet. This tub shower combo, I believe, is an option. That's not standard. And keep in mind, since we're looking at the model home is always going to have at least 100,000, a big high number of upgrades that the builder puts into the model, so you can see what the best product that this builder can offer. So chances are you look at the model and then you go look at the inventory home that's the same as the model or floor plan wise, and it's just you don't see these all these upgrades, you don't see these updates. So just keep that in mind. 2,557 square feet. It's 2 floors. It has a 2-car garage. Keep in mind, these garages for all these floor plans in this community for this builder are rear entry. So we'll take a really good look at what that looks like, because you'll be driving through the alley, pulling up in your garage, and be entering your home from the back. That's what that's going to look like. And I don't mind that one bit. That fireplace is not standard. That is an extra option. And I think it just completely changes the curb appeal and just feel of the neighborhood when you have that rear entry. And you will see, because at the end of this video, I flew my drone in a different area that's still Century Communities, but you can get a good idea of what that looks like. Huge walk-in pantry. And I like how they kind of occupy the space underneath the stairs a little bit like that. It's always interesting what builders do with the space underneath the stairs of a 2-story, because they usually have it for storage. This one had it for a walk-in pantry. Sometimes I've even seen like little dog houses, little dog entryways for underneath the stairs. So it's very creative. I'm always interested to see what builders do. So here's the mudroom, and through that door would be your 2-car garage. But because this is a model home, that's where the salesperson is, and I didn't go in there. And here is that half bath. So this, if you're working from home and you're using that study like a study, and this would be your half bath where you would go. So that's very close in distance. And again, this if you're entertaining, this would be the floor that your guest would be using, because it's on the first floor and it's a half bath. So okay. So now we're going upstairs, and the upstairs is where we have the remaining other 3 bedrooms, and have a nice little loft area that you could use for a multi-purpose room, whatever floats your boat. Here they kind of used it as a second media room. And did you guys notice the Star Wars posters in the background? I really love when they do something Marvel or Star Wars from my childhood. Here's this pocket office that's an option, but I think it's a really smart option because I like how you have that separation from, where the kids play and where the kids focus and do their homework. I think having that separation would be huge to just focus your environment on what the purpose of that room is. So I really like how they did that little pocket office, little pocket space for maybe if you have kids doing their homework, but that is an option. That's not standard. So let's talk about the good, bad, and the ugly for a second. The good is that the tax rate in this community is by far one of the best I've seen because it's 1.75%. So to put that into perspective, let's say we bought a house here that's $400,000. Times that $400,000 by 1.75%, whatever that number may be, you divide that by 12, and then that's how much you're paying monthly in your property tax. Now, to give that context, let's just do an interest rate of 2.5%. So do the math on both of those and see it side by side. You'll find out that that's a couple $100 difference that you're saving monthly. And that's why this tax rate is why so many investors are flocking to this area. When I was touring these homes, there was 2 investors that I saw that were scoping out some of the inventory. So do not let these investors take everything because you're sitting on the sidelines. Contact me today wherever you're at in your journey, so we can just figure it out together. Okay, the HOA is very competitive, $62, very, very, very low. So this is all Century communities, by the way. So you can get a really good look at what the houses look like when it's going to be all said and done. It's very cottage-like. You could see the alleyway where the rear entry garage it would come in. Beautiful, beautiful, very different from the traditional, very boxy-like brick and stone type of homes that I'm used to seeing in a lot of these communities, which is nothing wrong with that. I do love that, but this was just a nice change of pace to see a lot of these cottage kind of architecture style. So if that's your thing too, then this would be a good potential fit. Let me tell you another great thing about this community is that its location. So if you look at the map, you look at downtown Round Rock. This community is located northeast of downtown Round Rock, and right across the street from this community is UT. So University of Texas, they have a campus up here, and they have ACC, Austin Community College. So if you have kids that are living at home within their first couple years of college, they would be right across the street. Short commute. If you have kids that are smaller, you're in the city of Round Rock. Round Rock has already established ISD. They actually have bought other property where they plan on building future schools, because Round Rock is growing like crazy because there's a lot of residential homes being built. We have Samsung moving in a little bit more to the east in Taylor, Texas, and that's going to there's a Samsung effect that everyone's chatting about because that's going to bring so many jobs, so many more smaller businesses to support Samsung because when it's all said and done, Samsung and Taylor, Texas is going to be the largest semiconductor facility in the world, Craig, in the world. So this was Century Communities. Let's talk about what you should do for the next couple steps. So if you're a buyer and you're looking to buy in the next 30, 60 days, definitely hit me up sooner rather than later so we can talk a little bit more about some of the sales I'm seeing in this community, right? Because remember, what the builder's offering, especially on their website, isn't necessarily what they're closing with. And that's something I can see as with my MLS access, see what's recently been sold in this community. So chances are, after I ran a couple of my analysis, that there's some negotiating room here for the final price when it comes to the homes in this community with this builder. Not to mention some of the incentives that the builder's offering too. Now those can change so weekly, so daily even, that I don't really talk about that in great detail anymore because it changes that often. But I can tell you that we are in a buyer's market here in the Austin area. So that means that these builders are going to be offering financial incentives as long as we remain in a buyer's market, which I don't see any this year or next year, especially if interest rates stay the same around the 7s, where from what I'm seeing, I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I say all that because the builder is offering you some flexible cash that you could use to help buy down the interest rate. And that's why new construction is by far going to be the best place where you can score a great deal, because getting a lower mortgage interest rate on top of a low property tax rate, these are all great things to your bottom line. So you can have a very comfortable monthly payment. And we can look at all that in greater detail and talk about that more during our discovery call. The biggest thing is figuring out your needs and wants to see if this floor plan, because again, remember there's 3 different collections to choose from, and I toured all the models for this builder, so I will link that in the description. So there's some place you can find it. I have multiple playlists when it comes to new construction here in the Austin area, because new construction is my jam, and I keep a pulse and a beat on the marketplace when it comes to the builders, these incentives, where these new communities are being built, because that's happening all over the Austin area, and it's super exciting to be here because you get this. I'm seeing all this in real time, and especially because when I fly my drone, you really get a nice picture of like everything, all the moving parts to it. Now, this community is new, where the amenity center isn't quite built yet, but it is moving. I did see yellow equipment there. They are pushing dirt, so I would imagine not this summer, but next summer you'll be able to enjoy the pool with the amenity center. But it's going to be beautiful. I think the developers for that were the same developers for the community in Manor called Carolyn, and I've been there before, and the community pool is lovely. So if you're a home buyer and you're looking to buy a little bit later this year, but not quite right now, I would suggest let's set up a discovery call, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, and you never know if one piece of information is stopping you from moving this dial forward, right? I can't tell you how many times people have been shocked, like they just didn't know that, and that one little unknown fact is what they were preventing them from moving forward or just speaking to an agent. Right. To me, that's crazy, but I understand. I get that. You want to approach us when you're ready. But sometimes if you're not ready, I have a network of people that can help get you there faster, especially if you're looking to buy this year because you're tired of renting, or you see the new construction and you see the deals probably in your email, right? Because I'm sure you get that stuff too if you're looking at new construction here in the Austin area, because a lot of these builders are offering some amazing incentives. But again, there's something to be said about what you see online and what you see in real life, because I'm here in person. I get the latest scoop in real time of what the builder's offering. And again, I have built relationships with a lot of the builders out here, the sales personnel that's associated with the builder. So there's just one quick phone call away to get the latest update, because again, especially with these incentives, they change daily. So I'll link all that in the description of how to contact me. The discovery call is by far going to be the best way to have the most meaningful conversation when it comes to your home buying journey. And I would really appreciate if you smash that like button or consider subscribing to the channel, because if you like all things new construction, or if you're looking to buy new construction in the near future or maybe next year, this would be a great way to kind of keep a pulse on that, because again, I'm going to keep uploading these videos because I love touring these new builds. It's definitely a specialization I'm in, that I've carved out for myself, because I just see the writing on the wall on these new builds here in my area, and just how good of a deals they are compared to like the resale market when it comes to if you're a home buyer. So let's talk. My information is in the description. And again, my name is Omar Pineda. I'm your Austin realtor with eXp Realty, and I'll catch you in the next one.